thorn, another left turn. What am I, the thorn in your eye? It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face down. Come on, free your mind, buy your alibi for a time. I'm walking on stones and glass. When I reach out my hand, I know you can't stand me for what I am. But once I had it all your only things, angels without wings. Too much thorn, another nose gun. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much thorn, another nose gun. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much thorn, another nose gun. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much thorn, another nose gun. What am I, the thorn in your eye?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, and we're kicking it off big time. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to Daytona Speedweeks. So that means we're going to have some Daytona coverage before the Daytona 500, and we're kicking it off with Budweiser Shootout coverage, starting with the Bud Shootout LCQ race, and then coming immediately after this, so in the same video, is the Budweiser Shootout race itself. And joining me for commentary for Speed Weeks is going to be David Rivera. How are you doing, David?
Doing pretty good.
Great. So with this race for the LCQ, the top 5 who finish will advance to the Budweiser Shootout that is coming up immediately after this race, and it's all in the same video. So there you have it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the half pace lap, and we can talk about some of these drivers. So the top 10 lineup for this race: Jekko Knight, who is in a new car this season, the number 5, he is on the pole. Dylan Thoreau in second. Rookie Dorian Facepuncher in third. The returning Joshua Michaels in fourth, and fifth, rookie Kyle Singer. Sixth, Cody Lamas. Seventh, Matt McIntyre. Eighth, Rue McIntyre, as you can tell up there on the high groove. Ninth is rookie Chris Thomas, and 10th is rookie Kyle Singer. And we're going to be talking about these drivers throughout the race to get a little bit of a story of these drivers. But we're also going to try to stay up to par or stay on track with the top 5, because those are the transfer spots. But here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls.
It's game time. Let's do this.
And Jekko Knight got off to a great jump, and he's going to go clear the high line. But here comes Dylan Thoreau for a crossover move down low. So now we shall start talking about the documentation of these drivers. First with the leader right now, Dylan Thoreau. Dylan Thoreau last season didn't win a race, but he managed to make the chase for the championship and did pretty good, finished 12th in the overall standings. But can he excel in his second straight season for Roush Fenway? We'll see when we get down to crunch time. Right there in the 15, that is Dorian Facepuncher, who is a relatively newcomer to the NR2003 community, as Dylan Thoreau leads us on lap number 1. How will Dorian Facepuncher do up against legendary drivers in this series, such as Chris Washer, Jessica Sheldon, Austin Weiner, David Rivera, among others? Right there, up in second now, is Rue McIntyre. Rue McIntyre, despite winning his first race in his Walmart Cup career last season, he did not finish that great in points. If I can recall, I believe he finished, and whoa, Dorian Facepuncher got turned, and the big one has struck.
Good lord.
Dorian got turned going into 3, and Cody Lamas was in it, Joshua Michaels, Chris Singer, Chris Thomas, and Gabe Williams, and Charles Sanford all got caught up in this. Everybody else back here just got held up, trying to slow down to avoid, but that was just crazy.
Yeah, got a few cars in that pile up there. Intense.
Well, I guess we'll have to cancel the driver documentations for now, but
Yeah.
Dylan Thoreau is up at the front. As there you see all that smoke up in turn 3 as where the accident happened. Let's actually go to a replay to find out what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at Daytona. Well, this was going down the backstretch. They were going 3 wide. Really good, and then it looks like, it looked like Cody Lamas got a little bit into his teammate Jekko 9 and turned him down into the 15. And then back there you see the 24 of Kyle Matthews, Joshua Michaels, Chris Thomas, Chris Singer, Charles Sanford, and Gabe Williams all getting turned or held up.
Yep.
Let's actually look at that one last time just to be 100% on this.
Yeah, and looking at it, it doesn't seem anything too serious. I think everyone else would be okay. It just seems to be a little bit of a few scrapings here and there.
Yeah, it looked like the 48, he just went up and just maybe tried to get some side draft off the 5, and it didn't work. And it backfired, and he got up into the 5, turned him down into the 15, and God help all of them, because there's hardly anywhere to go.
Exactly, yeah.
And as the turns happen, there you see the 82 and the 14 getting sideways, and the 24 getting held up. There you see 2 of the 3 Gibbs cars, or 2 out of the 4 Gibbs cars right there in that pile up, Chris Singer and Charles Sanford. But I don't see any of these drivers retiring from the race, I don't think, but we will find out once we go back to green. And speaking of that, let's take you back to the restart here at Daytona. Well, after that first caution, only one car is a lap down from that, and that was Cody Lamas, but he's not out of the race. Everybody else still running on the lead lap. But it is Dylan Thoreau as the leader, second Rue McIntyre, third Kyle Singer, fourth Matt McIntyre, fifth Ian Dutta, sixth is Jekko Knight, seventh is rookie Mitchell Riggs, eighth is Brandon Nichols, ninth is Preston Blord, who's back in Walmart Cup competition, and 10th, rookie Joshua Balkin. 11th is rookie Justin Nichols, 12th is Chris Washer, 13th is Sonny Hammond, 14th is Kyle Matthews, 15th Danny Wells, who's returned to Walmart Cup competition, 16th James McLeod, who's a rookie, 17th is Charles Sanford, 18th Gabe Williams, 19th rookie Chris Thomas, 20th rookie Chris Singer, 21st is Joshua Michaels, 22nd is rookie Dorian Facepuncher, and 23rd, a lap down, is Cody Lamas. So after some shuffling going on in the field as well as the caution coming out, who are some drivers are you looking at to potentially get in the top 5 and make the shootout coming up next?
Well, as of right now, I have been keeping my eye on that 11 car, as well as the one that's in front of it too, as well at the moment. And not only that too, also I wanted to say the number 31 car as well. I'm still keeping my eye on a few others at the moment, but those are my top few at the moment.
Well, we're going to get ready to go racing for 10 more laps, so things can shuffle around big time. You can see guys back in 20th come up and get into the top 5, depending on how they're going to be racing here. But here we go, green flag back out with 10 to go here in the Bud Shootout LCQ.
Alright, let's keep going.
But, indeed, so, I guess we'll save the driver documentations for when we get to Daytona 500, practice that's coming up after the shootout coverage. But, Dylan Thoreau, right now, those top 5 transfer drivers would be Dylan Thoreau, Rue McIntyre, Matt McIntyre, Ian Dutta, and Mitchell Riggs, as there's a 4-car freight train coming on the bottom lane. Make that 5 cars, actually. And they are going to go past the 30... excuse me. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
But right now, Dylan Thoreau still hangs on to the front position at the moment. Right now, it is 1-2 Fords, and they're both teammates out of Roush Fenway. with Thoreau and Dutta. But there's a couple other Fords right there. Another teammate of Roush, Joshua Balkin, and of course Rue McIntyre, and actually Brandon Nichols out of Penske Racing, who's a Ford. He's coming into the picture. Now this guy is a guy we got to keep an eye on this season, because last season he came in as a rookie, won the most races out of anybody, 4, made the chase, and did very, very well. We'll see how he will do in his sophomore season. Will he excel, or will it be a sophomore slump? That is the big question. As we look around the back, and it looks like Cody Lamas, Joshua Michaels, and all of them are not up to speed, or are not in the draft and losing speed, it looks like. But right now, it is Dylan Thoreau still hanging on to the spot, and it's to 1, 2, 3 Fords, 2 Roush, 1 Penske, and the one right behind Brandon Nichols is his brother Justin Nichols in the 23 out of Kyotech Racing.
Not bad.
And his teammate out of Kyotech, Anthony McCrory, he's already in the Bud Shootout. A lot of drivers you would expect to have been in that race were not, like Chris Washer, who is, where is he? Oh, there he is back there in the number 10 Rallies car. For this race, he's running a Dodge, but then when we get to Daytona 500 coverage, he's going to be racing Fords. So this is just a one-time deal of driving a Dodge in a Walmart Cup race for Chris Washer, as his teammates, both Henrietta and Zachary Fitzwater, are both in the Budweiser Shootout already. And look back here, teammates working together, both in the Mobile 1 colors. Danny Wells in the 4, Chris Thomas in the 14, working together in a double car draft.
Yeah, that's going to work out really well.
And up there, they're getting 3 wide, about 2 rows deep.
Oh yeah, look at that battle.
And Joshua Balkin's going to lead that little battle. And Dylan Thoreau, he's just been hanging on up at the front since the drop of the green flag. Nobody has been able to get by him, but Justin Nichols right there behind him in that draft. He could potentially make a move at some point. Meanwhile, they are getting really, really racy back here. And look at them 2 Stewart-Haas cars of Thomas and Wells are into this front pack racing right now. And look at that, Joshua Balkin, who was in the back in that second pack of cars, he's now up here in this lead pack, and he's coming underneath of Justin Nichols for the second spot to make it a Roush 1-2 right now in the top 5.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, which is really good. A lot of people are trying to go for that extra mile, seems like, which is bringing out a lot too as well.
Man, look at all these guys. This pack has gotten big,
yeah.
and I see Chris Washer's in this pack. I see a lot of drivers making some strides. I see Sonny Hammond, rookie James McLeod, Chris Washer, Brandon Nichols, Matt McIntyre, and a couple cars trying to sneak their way into that pack. I see Kyle Singer and Gabe Williams maybe hoping to get in there. And Preston Blord, another one who's up here. And look who's the leader of that pack, Mitchell Riggs in the 78. Newcomer to the NR2003 Community. And already he's showing some restrictor plate prowess, running in 4th, so he'd be one of them transfer drivers right now. In fact, those transfer drivers would be Thoreau, Balkin, Nichols, Riggs, and Kyle Matthews, but look at that, the teammates of Stewart-Haas are coming into the picture. And being Danny Wells and Chris Thomas, and oh man, they are 4 wide. Oh, McLeod gets turned, and so did Brandon Nichols. Chris Washer gets held up, and wow, McLeod goes up in the air, but he saved it. And I think that might do it for the race, because the caution's out with 3 to go. I don't think they can go back to green, but man,
They'd
oh
be
man.
lucky if they can, yeah.
If they can, it would have to be a 1-lap shootout, so it'd have to be the next lap, which I doubt that will happen, but it looks like the top 5 that's going to transfer potentially are Dylan Thoreau, Joshua Balkin, Justin Nichols, Mitchell Riggs, and Kyle Matthews. But let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the second time tonight here at Daytona. Well, here's a look at it. There you see McLeod and Nichols running together, and Brandon Nichols just comes down in the McLeod, forcing him down, and then Ian Dutta gets pushed up the track, making it a 4-wide situation. And McLeod and Nichols are just leaning and to the point where they both go sideways, and they come back up and hit the 31 of Matt McIntyre and into Chris Washer, and that got the 51 up in the air, and then that hit right there from Kyle Singer got more stuff going. And does Kyle Singer go through the grass, or was there a follow-up incident? Because I saw, oh yeah, it was just from Kyle Singer. I thought that there was a follow-up accident because of extra smoke, but that was just from the 11 going through. And then, whoa, Jekko Knight. He gets in the McLeod and forces McLeod to go head-on into the outside wall. I did not know Jekko Knight got any piece of this. And there you see Jekko spinning down in the front, almost collected Brandon Nichols right there from all this. But I think that will probably do it for the race, but let's take you to potentially the final lap here in the LCQ, and then up next will be the Bud Shootout itself. Well, they are not able to go back racing, and one car did officially retire from the race, and that was Kyle Singer. But I'm sure there are more that did already that are just not updated. But it looks like it's going to be Dylan Thoreau who wins the Bud Shootout LCQ. And great job for the 17. Led every single lap in this race. Second, that's going to transfer over to the shootout, is Joshua Balkin. Then the third driver to transfer is rookie Justin Nichols. Fourth, rookie Mitchell Riggs. And fifth is Kyle Matthews. So 2 veterans, 3 rookies advance to the Bud Shootout coming up next. And now that the results, I would assume, have officially cleared up, but let's double check, and indeed it has. The results now, we've already said the top 5. 6th was Chris Thomas. 7th, Danny Wells. 8th was Preston Plord. 9th, Ian Dutta. 10th, Rue McIntyre. Then it was Matt McIntyre, Sonny Hammond, Gabe Williams, James McLeod, Jekko Knight, Brandon Nichols, Chris Singer, Charles Sanford, Dorian Facepuncher, Joshua Michaels, Chris Washer, and then one car that finished the lap down, Cody Lamas, and then the only car that was out of the race was Kyle Singer. So that does it for our coverage of, at the moment, of Bud Shootout stuff with the LCQ. But coming up next, right here in this same video, is the Budweiser Shootout itself, so stay tuned. But first, here are your results of the Bud Shootout LCQ. Hello and welcome back, and we are now getting ready to go at it for the Budweiser Shootout race itself. And David Rivera joining me once again back on the commentary booth for this race. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get the half-lap pace laps going. But first, let's look at how the top 10 lineup is after they qualified. Seth Cole on the pole with Jesse Setti in second. Third, Ken Thoreau. Fourth, Trent Dunham. Fifth, Eric Enrage. Sixth, Henrietta Fitzwater. Seventh was Biggie Spencer in the 83. Eighth, Zachary Fitzwater. Ninth, Justin Nichols. 10th, Austin Weiner. So that is how the top 10 is going to look for the lineup. And remember, the winner of this race, also same goes for the winner of the All-Star race, gets a guaranteed ride for Season 5 Walmart Cup Series racing as well. And here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls.
Alright, here we go.
24 laps this time instead of 16, so this race will last a little longer, but will it have the same intensity of the LCQ? I would say maybe more intense, as already a battle for the lead. Here comes Ken Thoreau in the number 99 car. And his brother Dylan, who won the LCQ, he's in this race as well, so if possible, they could somehow work together.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of battles going in today's race.
In fact, 5 of the 6 Roush cars are in this race. The Thoreau brothers, David Rivera is in this race,
Yep.
Joshua Balkin, and Kendall Manor in the 26, which is the newest car for Roush Fenway. The only one who didn't manage to make it in was Ian Dutta, but Ken Thoreau does lead lap number 1 here at Daytona in the Bud Shootout. Already several rows of 3 wide. I see Henrietta Fitzwater, who's got her husband Zachary right behind her. They were working together, but now the 43 goes up to the high line, opening up room for the 45 of Zachary Fitzwater to come in and try to get that spot. Or can they work together again? I don't know, because now Zachary, he's going to probably get held up in a 3 wide situation, but now it's going to settle to double wide. I thought he was going to get held up in the middle. But David, who do you think is a good pick to win this race?
Well, for the moment, I am really looking into that Target Club, which is doing really well, especially being able to have a nice enough jump, and is actually in a good spot right now. So I feel like, as of right now, that's my pick.
So Eric and Rage?
Yep.
I'm going to go with a different kind of pick. I am going to go with that one car up there in the Bass Pro Shops car of Trent
wow.
Dunham, because
Okay.
even though he may hate Daytona, this could be a race for him to win in order to to get a guaranteed ride for season number 5. So I'm going to stay, and both of those cars in Rage and Dunham are teammates from Earnhardt Ganassi, so there you go. That's an interesting dynamic right there. Right now, Ken Thoreau's still up at the front, but look who's coming in through the middle. Dylan Thoreau, Ken's brother, who won the Bud Shootout LCQ. Even though he's running the middle groove, he's making it work, and he's got Mitchell Riggs right behind him. Those are 2 of the 3, or excuse me, 2 of the 5 that made it into the shootout via the LCQ race just a little bit ago. And now look who's coming into the picture in second. Chase Oliver, sporting a new paint scheme for the first time in Walmart Cup Series history. He's riding a new car, and that's the Quick Lane Motorcraft colors. In fact, he's got 3 paint schemes for this season. That, the traditional Motorcraft car, and the Ford EcoBoost car, because when we get to Homestead, which is the race before the season finale, since it is the Ford 400, all Ford cars will run a Ford EcoBoost car. So all Fords will run the Ford EcoBoost paint schemes. And right now, the battle for the lead is with Chase Oliver and Ken Thoreau, both of them Fords, ironically. And look at how many Fords. I know it's Fords everywhere, but there are many Fords coming in. Like, there you see Dylan Young in the 2, Dylan Thoreau, Kendall Manor, Austin Weiner is in there. I see Henrietta Fitzwater up in this pack, who's a Ford. Zachary Fitzwater, David Rivera, I think he lost the draft, but that could be strategy in case a wreck ends up occurring. But Chase Oliver is now at the front of the field. And Seth Cole right there behind him, who nearly won the championship last season, lost the championship by 1 point.
Yeah.
1 position to that guy, Austin Weiner, who's right next to his teammate,
Yeah,
Dylan
so
Young,
close.
but in the middle of a 3 wide horses. And old
Oh,
Mitchell Riggs
shit.
got turned, and I
No.
see Charles Jackson got wrecked.
Holy crap.
Oh, and Mitchell Riggs
Oh,
upside
whoa.
down. Whoa, and a hard hit from David Rivera. Wow, look at the air that car got.
Yeah, what a bad day, damn.
Oh, my word. Mitchell
That's
Riggs just
terrible.
took a wild ride. Michael Norman was in it, and my pick, Trent Dunham, got involved. Jesse King was involved. Biggie Spencer, I think
Wow.
either he got involved or he went through pit road to avoid. But there you see Mitchell Riggs, David Rivera, who got caught up in it. Here he thought being in the back of the pack would help him, but it unfortunately didn't. I think Biggie Spencer was caught up in. Eric and Rage, I think he might have gotten held up in this incident. Trying to look around for any more cars. I don't know if Kyle Matthews got involved. Although I see Austin Weiner, he's got a tiny buckle on his hood. I'm thinking maybe he and Eric and Rage might have gotten together. In the turn one, I'm not sure because what in the world is Austin Weiner doing? Oh, I guess he must be trying to get back up to his spot. But Chase Oliver is the leader. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at the Bud Shootout at Daytona. Well, here's a look at how this all is going to occur. It looks like Jessica Sheldon gets a little loose, comes up into the 78 of Mitchell Riggs, forces the 78 to turn up into Charles Jackson, Jesse King, and wow, that hit right in the driver's door, got the 78 to flip over. And there you see Dunham and Norman getting involved, and then the 78 continues to flip, and then right there the hit from the 6.
Direct hit
Of David Rivera is going to flip him more, and he actually flips into the 1 of Trent Dunham. Look at the air that car got. High air that 78 got
really
while
hard
flipping.
to watch.
And no, it looked like Eric and Rage. He just got held up, and teammates get together. Austin Weiner and Dylan Young, and Kendall Maynor actually gets a little piece of that.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know about that. There could be some animosity between two of the Penske teammates, Austin and Dylan. I'm not sure, but
perhaps, yeah.
that was bizarre. It might have been from when they're trying to slow down. They just couldn't get off each other. I'm not sure, but
yeah, maybe.
But they're still managing to keep their cars running up at the front. But we've actually got to go on board with the 78. On board with the 78 of Mitchell Riggs.
Hold on to your seats.
Indeed. This is going to be wild.
Whoa. That just tells a different story.
Man, oh man. Well, after that first caution, we have 6 cars immediately that are out of the race. And they are Jesse King, Trent Dunham, Biggie Spencer, Michael Norman, David Rivera, and Mitchell Riggs. So we are down to 18 cars left in the field. But Chase Oliver is the leader. Second is Seth Cole. Third is PJ Williams. Fourth is Dylan Thoreau. Fifth is Ken Thoreau. So there you see the brothers and teammates, and then they got another teammate right there in 6th, Kendall Maynor. 7th is Jessica Sheldon. 8th, Justin Nichols. 9th, Jesse Setti. 10th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 11th, Zachary Fitzwater. 12th, Joshua Balkin. 13th is Anthony McCreary. 14th is Kyle Matthews. 15th, Eric and Rage. 16th, Austin Weiner. 17th, Charles Jackson. And 18th, Dylan Young. So that is how the field looks when we go back to racing with 14 laps to go. So still plenty of time, and we're not even halfway through just yet. 2 more laps it will be. But we're about to find out how the race is going to shape up here in the next 14 laps. So after that big one took place, has your pick changed at all?
In a way, somewhat. I mean, I still got my pick as of right now. We could probably see maybe another accident or 2, who knows, but you never know. At the time, with that too as well, I am looking at another car right now, and that is actually the 27 car at the moment.
And since Trent Dunham is out after what happened earlier, I am actually going to go with PJ Williams as well. And here we go, green flag is out with 14 to go. Here in the shootout. Remember the winner. Yeah, and remember the winner of this race gets a guaranteed ride in season number 5. And look who's starting to work together on that bottom lane, the Thoreau brothers, Dylan and Ken, in 3rd and 4th now. Will they be able to keep that up? And it looks like they are going to keep working together. Look at that.
Yeah, good strategy going on.
Dylan Thoreau actually would like to hope to get a win in the shootout. To win the LCQ and the shootout in the same night would be historic for the 17. But now they're 3 wide with Seth Cole. And Ken Thoreau has the advantage right now. But meanwhile, Chase Oliver continues to lead. Meanwhile, we got these 4 cars who appear to maybe not be up to speed, potentially, or just losing the draft, but they're all in a draft together, so they may not be up to speed, and those are Dylan Young, Charles Jackson, Austin Weiner, and Eric and Rage, although I think Charles Jackson is up to speed, because he's going by Dylan Young, it looks like, but everybody else is still running up here at the front, and Ken Thoreau has gotten around for the lead. But look who's coming on that low line. Well, was in the low line, now is a 3rd car in that line, P.J. Williams. And now here comes Chase Oliver to get the lead again, who has P.J. Williams giving him the push this time. And now here comes P.J. Williams down low. This is our new pick right now, running, getting ready to try to get to the lead, but will he be able to get there quick enough? No, he will not. At least not yet. Oh, and Sheldon! Can she save it? Oh no, they correct. Sheldon just got turned by the 23. Oh, and Kendall Maynard got collected, and his motor is done. Seth Cole was involved. Jesse Setti got collected, and the caution is out for the 2nd time.
Oh man, I really thought that was going to be saved right there.
Yeah, I thought they were going to save it, then the 23 came back up and flat out turned the 9 car. Man, oh man.
Terrible.
I don't know about that. That looked wrong. But we're actually now going to take a look at a replay. We're going to take a look at the replay to see what exactly happened. Well, it was getting the 3 wide racing up here for the 4th spot. And Justin Nichols, he came up into Shelton and turns her sideways. And here I thought they were going to be able to save it. Shelton turns down into the 23, and then the 23 comes back up and flat out turns the 9 car. I think that has to...
If it wasn't... Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can only place the blame on the 23 car for that.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, then we would have had to save and the race would have continued.
Yeah. But unfortunately, 1 car was the big victim of that, and that was Kendall Maynard. As there you see smoke coming out as he sideswiped Jessica Sheldon to the point where his motor gave out. And that's what happened. But let's take you back to the restart here at Daytona. Well, after that last caution, 1 car ended up retiring out of the race, and that was Kendall Maynard. 17 cars left on the track. Chase Oliver up at the front still, and when we go racing, it will be 7 to go. So Chase is up at the front. 2nd is Ken Thoreau. 3rd is P.J. Williams. 4th, Henrietta Fitzwater. 5th, Dylan Thoreau. 6th is Zachary Fitzwater. 7th is Justin Nichols. 8th is Kyle Matthews. 9th is Anthony McCreary. 10th is Joshua Balkin. 11th is Charles Jackson. 12th, Dylan Young. 13th, Austin Weiner. 14th, Eric and Rage. 15th, Jessica Sheldon. 16th, Seth Cole. And 17th, Jesse Setti. So that is how the lineup looks when we get to 7 to go here at Daytona for the shootout. And the winner gets the guaranteed ride for season number 5. And look at the top 10. Pretty much mostly Fords. You got 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 10th. All of them Fords. And then you got 2 Chevys and 2 Toyotas in the top 10. So Fords are showing they have some promise here in Walmart Cup Series. But here we go. We are getting ready to go back racing with 7 laps to go here in the Bud Shootout to determine who gets Season 5 rides. And here we go. Green flag is back out. 7 to go. Already cars are trying to look to run a different line right now, as here comes P.J. Williams underneath for second, underneath of Ken Thoreau. And that's going to be quickly followed up by Henrietta Fitzwater, Dylan Thoreau, and Zachary Fitzwater. Now some cars are going to run the high grooves, it looks like. And we just lost David for a second. And unfortunately, he could not come back, so we'll just have to wing it the rest of the way. So we unfortunately lost the feed to his microphone. But meanwhile, back up at the front, it is Chase Oliver in the lead with 6 laps to go here in the Bud Shootout. So he's looking to hopefully get that guaranteed ride. But we still got others who are looking to do that same thing, like P.J. Williams, Dylan Thoreau, Ken Thoreau, Henrietta Fitzwater, and among others. And already here comes a peak down low from Dylan Thoreau for the second spot. Dylan Thoreau won the LCQ for the Bud Shootout earlier in this race, and he wants to attempt to win both the LCQ and the Shootout race in the same night to make history. And Thoreau has second, and then Henrietta Fitzwater right there behind him in third. And then fourth is going to be Ken Thoreau. So make that 1, 2, 3, 4 Fords, with a Wood Brothers car in the lead, with a Roush car in second, third being a Petty car, and fourth being another Roush car. And then here comes another Petty car who's a Ford, Zachary Fitzwater. Meanwhile, Chase Oliver continues to hold on to that lead. And I apologize for that. But meanwhile, Chase Oliver has the lead, but now here comes Dylan Thoreau underneath for the lead with 4 to go. Now things are getting a little more racier up here near the front as some drivers are coming in, like Justin Nichols is into this race. Kyle Matthews and Anthony McCurry trying to sneak into that battle. But they're going to have to try to get the draft going a little bit in order to get up here. But I think they can. Right now, Dylan Thoreau up in the lead. Second is Henrietta Fitzwater. Third, Chase Oliver. Fourth, Justin Nichols. Fifth, P.J. Williams. Sixth, Ken Thoreau. Seventh, Zachary Fitzwater. 8th, Kyle Matthews. 9th, Anthony McCurry. 10th, Charles Jackson. 11th, Joshua Balkin. 12th is Dylan Young. 13th is Jessica Sheldon. 14th, Eric and Rage. 15th, Seth Cole. 16th, Austin Weiner. And then 17th, only going 176, is Jesse Setti. Meanwhile, back up at the front with less than 3 to go is still Dylan Thoreau up in the front of this thing. Battle for second as here comes Chase Oliver underneath of Henrietta Fitzwater. Chase wants to get this win as well. A lot of these people want this win. And it's 1, 2, 3 Fords right now. 2 laps to go here in the Bud Shootout. Dylan Thoreau up at the front. Can he stay up at the front, though, is the question. And so far, he's doing a great job of mirror driving both the high and low lanes. And Dylan Thoreau trying to be the first person in Walmart Cup Series history to win the Bud Shootout LCQ and the Bud Shootout in the same day. And he's so far doing a good job of staying up there in the front. But you got a couple more, like his brother Ken's coming into the picture, along with Henrietta Fitzwater, and we are coming to the white flag. And indeed, the white flag is out here at the Budweiser Shootout. And Dylan Thoreau has that lead, but here comes his brother Ken Thoreau for second. And I apologize for that once again. Meanwhile, it's the Thoreau brothers, 1, 2 right now, and they're both teammates. And here comes Ken. Ken is coming down, and he's got P.J. Williams giving him the shove. Dylan Thoreau gets held up to the high line, and Ken Thoreau goes to the lead. This was a great battle between brothers. Coming off of turn number 4. It looks like it's going to be official. Ken Thoreau wins the Budweiser Shootout and gets a guaranteed ride for season number 5. Unbelievable job. Great racing with the two brothers, Dylan and Ken, and Dylan will get 4th. Great run for both guys, though. Great job. Man, oh man. Thank you guys for checking out the Budweiser Shootout, people. But let's look at how the results came about. Ken Thoreau wins and gets a guaranteed ride for Season 5 Walmart Cup Series racing. Then second was P.J. Williams. Third, Henrietta Fitzwater. Fourth, Dylan Thoreau. Fifth, Chase Oliver. Sixth, Zachary Fitzwater. Look at that. 5 of the 6 in the top 6 were Fords. The only one was P.J. Williams, and second being a Chevy. 7th, Justin Nichols. 8th, Kyle Matthews. 9th, Anthony McCreary. 10th is Charles Jackson. And then the rest of the cars that finished were Joshua Balkin, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, Austin Weiner, Eric Enrage, Seth Cole, and Jesse Setti. Everybody else was out. Kendall Maynard, Jesse King, Trent Dunham, Biggie Spencer, Michael Norman, David Rivera, and Mitchell Riggs. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Bud Shootout. Coming up after this, we've got Daytona 500 practice to get ready for the Daytona 500. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here are the results one more time for the Bud Shootout coming up, but thank you guys for watching.